I'm Dean Andriotis. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LineforLine, and we are a software service for music discovery and promotion. And what we do is we give artists and their fans the ability to share their song lyrics with sound across all social media platforms. The best way to think of us is as a customizable closed captioning for music. So when we're talking about sharing music, what we're really talking about is actually music discovery and music promotion, because the only ways music can actually be discovered is if it's able to be heard and people can actually listen to it. So a really good example of that is the radio. Radio forever has been a way for labels, artists to break themselves, and that's how people are able to listen and ultimately decide, do I like this artist, do I want to be a fan, do I want to buy music? Okay, so when you're looking at that, it takes you into modern day, let's say creation and distribution. And what you're looking at is it's never really been a better time to be a creator because of all the DIY and software solutions. You can easily create content, especially for music creators. It's really easy to create audio content. It's really easy to distribute your content. But once you're distributing that content, being discovered is a little bit of a different story. So I'll use an example, and you're seeing a rise in independent artistry, and it's largely related to this, the lower barriers of entry. This is an example of Vel the Wonder, and Vel is actually an artist on the LineforLine platform, but more importantly, Vel is actually a local LA artist with a pretty significant following. She has over 10,000 followers on Twitter, over 35,000 followers on Instagram. The thing that's interesting about Vel, while she's known for her music and her core following loves her music, her social media feeds are covered in visuals, in music videos. You do not find just snippets of audio content. And the reason that is because sharing content, specifically audio and music content, isn't really optimized for discovery. And to piggyback off of what Erica was saying, we are consuming visuals at rapid rates. 2/3 of the content that we're actually consuming is visual content. In addition to that, it's snackable content. So snackable content is, again, between 1 and 2 minutes. The sweet spot's right around a minute. The average song is much longer than that. And then video production, ultimately artists that once are producing audio content are now being asked to produce visual content to be relevant. And video production, as we know it, is a job in and of itself, and it's costly and timely. So our solution, when we asked ourselves, what is an artist to do? We said, let's rely on that existing audio content. What is that audio comprised of? It's comprised of lyrics and it's comprised of music. So what we did is we synchronized the two so that artists are able to create these visuals, these short form visuals known as lyric video clips. Essentially what these videos do, what bridging this gap, this audio visual gap does, is it's an easy way to quickly grasp the attention of those that are viewing. You can create them really quickly, and you'll see that shortly, and you're able to save time and money when you generate your visuals. So this is what an artist goes through. And right now we're targeting artists, but their fans will have access to this as well. An artist uploads their track data, they then upload their audio content, and then they choose where they want to send a fan. They put a link to their specific listening platforms, whether it's Spotify or SoundCloud. At that point, they then have access to their lyrics. They can select any section of select any section of their music by selecting their lines. Their fans can do the same. They're able to customize that section, and then they're able to share that section with anyone, anywhere, at any time. And ultimately the goal, and you'll see what happens, you'll be able to turn a viewer into a listener. And as we already went over, that's really the key, and that's the hurdle that artists are facing. So I want to give you an idea of what I think is a pretty sad attempt, and I admittedly went through this for a very long time until I invented LineforLine. What I think is a pretty sad attempt at sharing a moment of a song. This. And I don't know if anybody knows these lyrics. If you do, don't shout them out. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But what it really should look like, and you'll see it, and that's why we created lines, and that's why we created these lyric video clips. What it really should look like is to capture a moment of a song, and the way you do that is by bridging this audio-visual gap like this. So everybody can get their minds out of the gutter as to what they really thought they were saying. After you're done rocking out, it's easy to connect to the emotion, and I think it's special to what Louis was speaking about earlier. There really is something very special about connecting to the moment of a song. But to speak in a little bit more concrete terms, when you look at lyrics, the trends are pretty much undeniable. 2% of all searches on Google are for lyrics on a daily basis. That's 70 million searches a day. That's over 1 billion in a month. Music with lyrics, there's actually a demand by those that are streaming music to have their lyrics in real time. 50% of music listeners actually want their lyrics synchronized with their music. And then from 2011 to 2018, we saw lyric video footage on YouTube go from 48 hours to over 10,000 hours. So this is what the competitive landscape looks like. And there's nobody directly in our space, but we do believe we kind of merge the gap between lyric sites, your static lyric sites, the way most people were exploring lyrics, and a video production platform. And what separates us is the ease of creation, the synchronization between lyrics and the actual audio, and then the actual linking to the listening platforms, which really makes us the promotional tool that we are. As far as the opportunity, this is a familiar statistic, I think, to everyone. 2.5 million people on social media. This might actually be surprising to people, but to go back to the growing category of independent artistry, this really echoes that. There's 40 million artists, or 40 million people that categorize themselves as musicians and artists. Anyway, this is really significant though. On a daily basis to SoundCloud and YouTube, there's 1 million songs that are uploaded. That's 1 million pieces of content, audio content, that needs visual representation in order to break through the noise. So our go-to-market strategy is obviously the traditional means of owned digital media, paid digital media, and more importantly, it's user-generated content. That's what really makes us special, and we're kind of noticing we generated this organic mill. As much as I'd like to say we had it 100% planned, we had our speculations, but it did work. And it's largely related to the fact that we're working with artists. Artists are a really motivated user. They need these visuals, and they need cost-effective visuals. So they rely on their audio content. When they create these lines, not only are they growing their fan base, but they're ultimately marketing on our behalf. And when their fan base grows, our viewership grows. So it's a really good funnel. Our revenue model, our primary source of revenue is we're looking at ourselves as a video production service initially. So we're going to give one free song upload. An artist can create videos freely, and every song thereafter is $10. We're probably going to give a price break on a monthly basis of some sort. We're also going to be generating a commission on affiliate music sales, in-app advertising, and then down the road, data and analytics. I do think there's a very valuable relationship between fans and artists. These are our current metrics. So we just recently hit our 1,000 song milestone, and we are we're over 1,400 lines created, so let's say over 1,400 pieces of marketing content for artists and ourselves. And month over month, we've grown our user base by 100%. We're actually on pace to do the same thing this month. These are our user activity metrics. We have a 12% conversion rate. Our cost per acquisition is 54 cents. We have a 49% organic growth rate. That's been the number I've kind of been alluding to over time. 30% of our users have created more than one line, and 20% of our users have uploaded more than one song. This is our team. So, you know the guy on the left. Rob, who is my co-founder. We've been friends since we grew up in New York together. We've been high school best friends, and we always kind of used to share lyrics with one another and try and one-up each other on what we discovered. And then when I had come to Rob with this concept, shortly thereafter, Rob left his role in New York as the COO of a fast-growing startup. I left my role as the district manager, the newly appointed district manager of a biotech company, and now we are where we are today, and we pursue Line4Line. Naren Ratana is a full-stack engineer. He's had over 10 years experience. He's been with us by the end of Q1 this year. He'll have been with us full-time for an entire year at an abbreviated salary for the last 6 months, and the 12 months prior to that, he was working entirely for free and just on an equity basis. And Jay Crouch, who is our chief technical strategist, he has 17 years experience in the technical space, and probably his most notable role was the CTO of Jessica Alba's brand. So these are our milestones. In 2016, we developed 2 MVPs. Basically, these 2 MVPs carried the momentum into what is now the Line4Line platform. In 2017, we were accepted to the Preccelerator. Thank you. Then we pushed to our Line4Line beta. By the end of 2017, we actually hit our user metrics, which was an awesome feat, I think, because we had set to hit those projections at the end of 2016, and we launched a few notable influencer partnerships. Our upcoming milestones are going to be continued product market fit through Q1, which is going to include putting in a paywall, generating some revenue, really just to become cash flow positive. Our mobile product dev is going to be our goal for Q2, and Q3, we're looking to integrate actual popular lyrics and really expand our user base. So, in our first 18 months, my partner and I, we bootstrapped the company, and now we're looking for 500K to further our efforts. So I hope I communicated it, but as a team and as music fans, we really look at listening and helping people listen and connect with the message of an artist's music. We don't look at it as a project, we look at it as more of a responsibility and a duty and a passion on behalf of the artists that we love. And we believe sharing lyrics with sound is the way to do that, so we hope you'll join us on that journey with LineforLine.